You there! This is Dave and Jason.
Hey!
From DC On Screen. It's that time again. We need help from you to grow our show. But keep listening because there's something in it for you. Give us a 5-star written review on iTunes for a chance to win a free DC trade paperback, DVD, or Blu-ray valued at $15 or less. 1 in 10 will win. The winner will be randomly selected with a number generator on random.org and announced on one of our news episodes. It's pretty simple, really.
Free stuff.
Hooray! Anyway, yeah, seriously, do that. It helps us a lot. It's like so good. Anyway, sit back, enjoy this brand new episode of DC On Screen. Welcome in to DC On Screen, a show about the DC Universe properties on film and television. I am your host, David C. Robertson. This is my good buddy. I sold him a lime green Volkswagen bus camper in 1967. The people's co-host, Jason Goss.
I feel overwhelmed. Hi.
This is episode 232. This will be a standard weekly news episode, but I do have a question to pose to you, the listener. We've been thinking about splitting the film and television news up into 2 separate episodes per week. The thought process behind that is that there are people who like the television shows, or most of the television shows, but don't like the DC films, and don't really care about what's going on with them. I know, it's madness, but it's truth. People are out there that
it's all out
don't care about the movies.
Everything's in a spectrum, baby.
But we'd like to be able to give those people a podcast without them having to skip through a half hour or more of the movie news.
Yeah, and let's be specific. There are a lot of people that love the movies or hate the movies or at least go watch the damn movies and just don't give a damn about television.
Absolutely. But we have posed the question on Twitter. So far, splitting the show up seems to be the way to go. People seem to be really taken to that concept. We will decide sometime this week. This probably will be the final DC On Screen news episode to feature both DCEU and DC TV news. As
it is. Now, if there's enough ruckus about doing it, I suppose we reconsider. But this is the chance to make ruckus.
Yeah. Speak now or forever hold your peace.
You might actually be forced into hitting next, or just letting autoplay take its natural course.
Yeah, I mean, of course, it means an extra episode, but the DCEU news and the DC TV news would be shorter.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have an hour and a half, 2-hour podcast every week. So yeah, let us know what you think. Email us at dconscreen@gmail.com or hit us up on Facebook or Twitter.
Yeah. I mean, if you're the one guy who was like, man, I had to listen to 2 hours of content just to get to that one piece of Lucifer news that I was so excited about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now's your time to admit you exist and tell us about it.
Yeah.
Don't have my money on that one.
It was brought to my attention, though, that if we're going to be recording them on the same night, which we will, the people who don't like TV, but like the movies, but like the Batwieners, they're probably going to get Batwieners on the TV episode.
Okay, so Batwieners, our quick term for when Dave and I bullshit about nothing. I have faith that will probably happen on both. We might just try to shorten it a little.
Yeah.
But us veering off topic is, I think, it's as much a part of this podcast as you and I.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I mean, again, listen to any Lucifer episode to listen to us veer off topic at the first possible chance.
Yeah.
The moment we get a chance to talk about anything other than the thing we're supposed to be reviewing, we just run away.
Mm-hmm. Oh, buddy. That's us.
Sorry.
So, okay, here's the thing. I was on Instagram, and an official DC outlet said that a few days ago that today's the day that Wonder Woman, debuted, and is 75 years old. So, I retweeted or whatever. And, but I was right the other day when I said that Wonder Woman did not show up until December. But either way, Wonder Woman is 75 years old. I don't know who to believe anymore. So I mean, usually periodicals come out like the month before the actual cover date. So, but that would put it in November. Unless back in those days, I probably just didn't do adequate enough research, but Wonder Woman's 75. So we're not going to mention that again.
That part we're sure about. Also, there's a lot of indiscrepancies about actual publishing dates when we're talking about 75 years ago.
Right. And,
sometimes it
like
had it on the cover, sometimes it didn't. Things got weird.
Yeah, and
they
like
held
Marston
back
was
issues.
like,
there was also like a distribution problem where like you would get a thing at a store that was it set a date and you're like, this was 3 months ago, and you're like, we got it today.
Right. There was also a bit where like it looked like William Marston, the guy that created her, was like bitching about comic books in general, just being like, they didn't live up to their full potential. And then someone was like, hey dude, why don't you just make that? Why don't you just make a comic book then? And that interview happened on October 25th. Still wouldn't have been the day that Instagram account said it did, but whatever. I don't care anymore.
Yeah,
Green Arrow turned 75 in November.
Are we going to stand by that, or just leave it open that we may have to retrack on that?
I'm not recanting. I'm done.
You good?
I'm good. I read that. I believe it. I choose to believe it. I'm moving on. Now, 10/24/1915 was the day that Batman co-creator, and I'm going to be kind here and say co-creator, Bob Kane was born. He's dead, so, it's not really technically a birthday now, but...
But good for him for at least, like, conceiving roughly the idea and loosely drawing something that looked like Batman.
Did you see the comic strip that Ty Templeton did? That would have been like, what if Bob Kane had gone ahead and made Batman without Bill Finger?
God, I can't imagine.
It was a guy with blonde hair and a red suit with like the Da Vinci wings, and he goes, "Look, it looks like a criminal." And like the headline, like on the top of the page, it was like starring Batman and no one, the boy wonder. And he's like, "Look, it looks like a criminal." And he like jumps down and like punches the guy. He's like, "I'll take you to the authorities," and goes to the police station. Or he's like, I sure wish I had a car, but I don't. And he like takes him to the police station. Is there like a commissioner of some sort I could talk to?
That's awesome.
No, we don't. It's just us. Okay, then.
It's just the 4 people that were conceived. And the entirety of an unnamed city.
He's like, by the way, officer, are there any more villains that I might possibly help you guys out with? And the officer just goes, nope.
Nope. I got nothing.
It is fun. Ryan Reynolds turned 40. So happy birthday to that guy.
I'm stricken both ways. I on the one hand, he's been around in like my life so long, I thought he was older. On the other hand, of course he looks less than 40.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kidding me? That kid doesn't age.
Yeah. And this doesn't really touch on anything like we could really cover, but sad news nonetheless. Steve Dillon, Preacher and Punisher artist, that's what he's best known for, died at 54.
Yeah, too young. It's always too young at 54.
Yeah, man. He's a good artist, man.
Yeah,
I specifically know him from Punisher, but
it's at least tangential to what we talk about with Preacher.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Glenn Dillon, his brother, confirmed that he did die. He said he passed away in New York City, and they haven't given an actual cause of death, but his longtime collaborator Garth Ennis told the New York Times that he suffered from a ruptured appendix.
Ouch.
That he thought was food poisoning.
Oh, that's rough.
So I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing positive we can add to that. That's rough.
No, that sucks.
And
very talented guy.
Yeah.
I was bummed out for like the entire day, and then subsequently every time I thought about it.
Yeah.
Moving on to some DCEU news, I guess, because there's nowhere to go from that.
Nope.
AT&T. There might not be anywhere to go from this. AT&T purchased AT&T purchased Time Warner for $85.4 billion. The AT&T chairman and CEO Randall Stevenson, in an official press release, said this is a perfect match of two companies with complementary strengths who can bring a fresh approach to how the media and communications industry works for customers, content creators, distributors, and advertisers. Time Warner Chairman CEO Jeff Buches said, "This is a natural fit between two companies with great legacies of innovation that have shaped the modern media and communications landscape. And my senior management team and I are looking forward to working closely with Randall and our new colleagues as we begin to capture the tremendous opportunities this creates to make our content even more powerful, engaging, and valuable for global audiences." What that all boils down to is we like money. We're going to keep making money.
Yes.
And trying to figure out a way for you to give us your money.
Yeah. And more of it, because like if you bought a company for X amount of money, you're expecting that company eventually to make for you X plus Y amount of money. Mm-hmm. So there are things that it's possible that AT&T just bought this because it's a cash cow and who the hell cares? Mm-hmm. But
Fox almost bought it a couple years ago.
Yeah, I mean, Fox is big enough, but it's possible that like mergers, acquisitions, oh my God, they happen all the time. That shit just gets bought up all the time because that's how the world works. It's
I'm
just,
mostly into
like,
murders and executions.
Yeah, like just the whole the everything about God, especially entertainment and communication and Jesus, everything involved in this kind of merger is like people do this all the damn time. So it's nothing to panic about exactly, but it also, to me, the worst case scenario is they tell me that like I can't stream the CW shows unless I have an AT&T provider.
Yeah,
that's one of those things where it may eventually end up being a terrible thing, I guess.
Well,
but,
yeah, we don't really know though. There's no way to know at this point. Like the deal won't even go through completely until 2017.
Yeah, these things take
and then
time.
Once that deal closes, Buches is going to stay on to facilitate a smooth transition before stepping aside for Stevenson to take control of both companies.
Right.
But yeah, there's no way to know how this is going to affect anything. They might come in 2018, 2019, just be like, you know what, Jeff Johns, you're out. But
hugely unlikely.
Suck.
I mean, these things move glacially. So if you bought a property that you wanted, you probably didn't buy a fixer-upper for 80, what'd you say, 85.4?
85.4.
You didn't buy a fixer-upper at that price. You bought a thing that was already supposed to be making you money. So for the most part, nothing in our universe has changed. If that property they bought stops, if that Mockingbird doesn't sing anymore, then we might be looking at some problems.
Well, plus it's Time Warner. It's not just DC stuff. It's not just Warner Brothers. It's a ton of companies. It's HBO. It's a bunch of stuff.
Oh yeah, but you know the stuff we care about.
Yeah,
I know who died on The Walking Dead. I don't give a damn.
I don't want to know. I've been trying to stay away from it. I
haven't
seen The Walking Dead ever.
I'm like 3 seasons behind, and I looked it up just because, and I know now, and I'm still not probably going to go back and watch that show. Oh shit, I was talking about an AMC show.
Yeah, that is AMC.
That's an AMC show. God.
Sorry, buddy.
I was thinking about like a spoiler-filled show, and anyway.
Right.
Actually, is that not owned by Time Warner?
I have no idea,
I might have accidentally been right. I think that might be owned by Time Warner. All right, there's something to research later.
Brandon sent me a screenshot. It's a picture of a screenshot of from Supernatural with the guy that plays Negan in a baseball uniform holding a bat, and it said Supernatural tried to warn us.
That guy's been everywhere, man. He is highly employable.
He is. He's a good actor.
He really is. I mean, hell, I watched the first couple of seasons with like back in college with the then future wife. I watched the first couple of seasons of Grey's Anatomy. He did a great job. Great job.
Yeah, I'm not going back for that.
No, you should not.
Yeah, no. So yeah, like I said, there's no way to know how this is actually gonna really affect anything. Just for
the time being, it's safe to assume that it won't, and go from there.
Yeah, and in the case of Disney and Marvel, it worked out really well, and everyone was really angry and upset and scared. And now we have AT&T buying Warner Brothers, Time Warner, which, that means they also own DC Comics.
Yeah.
And, as long as, they're not making the content free to stream just for AT&T or, replacing the bat symbol with a damn AT&T logo. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I mean, they might actually do something. I don't know. So another deal just extended the WB IMAX partnership with, or WB partnership with IMAX, I should say. Extended to include more DC movies and a ton of other stuff. Blade Runner 2049, Kong Skull Island, the Godzilla sequel. But yeah, there Lego Batman movie, Justice League and Wonder Woman. So yeah, this nothing crazy, nothing really different. Just extending their partnership because it's worked out really well for them monetarily. Already, I mean, shit, man. IMAX is a big deal. Weird thing though is Justice League was not filmed with any IMAX cameras, so it's not gonna look quite as good on the IMAX screen, guys. Oh yeah, I don't know. But I mean, you're gonna be able to look at, Tomb Raiders, Spielberg's Ready Player One, Minecraft, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them 2, whatever that one's called. Bunch of stuff, so there's gonna be a lot of IMAX coming. On to Batman v Superman. Gosh, I just keep thinking that they're really gonna run out of Batman v Superman news. We just never do.
We said Superman, months ago, we're probably past this news cycle.
Yeah, Batman v Superman is close to dominating Age of Ultron and Blu-ray sales domestically.
Jesus.
I know, and yeah, Age of Ultron's been out way longer. So Batman v Superman has earned over 41 million. This was as of 7 days ago, so it's earned more now, guys. Has earned over 41 million in domestic Blu-ray sales, close to 7 million at domestic DVD sales. So they're actually 7.5 million short of dominating Avengers: Age of Ultron. And this doesn't count digital sales either. Just home video, DVD and Blu-ray.
Jesus.
That's according to the numbers, the website, the numbers.
Yeah, that is not bad.
No, it's not bad. Gerard S. Marantz. Sorry, what is wrong with me? Gerard S. Marantz. He is a concept artist. He's worked on Batman v Superman, X-Men Apocalypse, Captain America Civil War. He uploaded some concept art. It's really cool. Concept art of the Dark Knight's Mech Batsuit from Batman v Superman. It looks pretty much exactly like what we got in the movie. So, you can check that out, look that up. Be great for a good mobile background, I suppose. On to Suicide Squad. I mean, I don't know what the hell to do with it. I mean, it looks good.
Looks great. Yeah. Consume.
Consume. Rub it on your nipples.
Really?
I don't know.
All you can do.
Just take off your shirt, rub it on your chest, hope nothing comes out. Suicide Squad.
That's all you can ever do.
Suicide Squad box office update. They are to $744.6 million worldwide. They raked in another $2 million last week.
God.
That's not normal. It's slowing down, but that's not normal.
That thing was released months ago.
Yeah. It's leaving a lot of theaters. I don't even know how they're still making money like that.
I really don't know where they're still airing this thing. I said recently that I looked at local listings somewhere and found it was still available if I wanted to hit it up at 7:30.
I mean, I saw a sign for Uncle Squawk's movie box. Guy plays bootlegged movies in his backyard. Maybe they're counting that.
I doubt it. I just doubt it. Oh God, imagine.
No reputable businessman has a mullet that size.
Not remotely. Except Mullet Warehouse. We won't even go into that.
They've released the exact runtime of the extended cut for Suicide Squad. It's going to stand at 134 minutes. We're only getting 11 minutes of extra footage.
I was hoping for that 13. I was hoping for more than that, but
I know.
I'm disappointed to hear that it's not at least the 13.
Mm-hmm. But David Ayer's still saying that his cut is the theatrical cut, so I'm kind of I feel like this actually is just a cash grab.
Maybe.
I mean, there were lots of people bitching about not enough Joker.
All right. Philosophically, though, what DVD release, when you're trying to include special bonus features, is not kind of a cash grab? The ability to watch something at home is great.
Sure.
But you could just rent it if you wanted to watch it at home. To actually get you to spend X amount of money on it instead of 10 times less that amount of money on it.
Mm-hmm.
How many times are you really going to watch the movie? You want those special features. So they are cash grabs in a way. Just outright.
Sure. Absolutely. I'm just slightly miffed.
I'm miffed about the 2 minutes that I'm missing. I've said it before, I don't care about it if it's a cash grab, if it's a studio thing. I don't care.
Know.
I just wanted the extra footage in any capacity.
Right. Sure.
Just throw it in my Dropbox if you fucking feel like it. Anyone.
Mm-hmm. I will say this. I really want them to stop the extended cut bullshit. I want them to make a good movie theatrically and leave it be. Apples and oranges, sure, but Marvel doesn't do that shit. They don't do the extended cut bullshit.
No, they have deleted
out the movie.
scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it was deleted, it was meant to be deleted for a reason. Let the movie stand. That way, I'm not like sitting there mulling over when I'm showing it to friends and family. I'm not mulling over which one to tell them to watch.
Yeah.
Nobody needs a Blade Runner situation.
That's true shit right there.
Over to Justice League. On Instagram, Jason Momoa posted Pride of Gypsies is what you can follow, what you can search for to follow if you want to follow that cat. He posted a video of himself at a bar, Bull in a China Shop. It was the bar he frequented while filming Justice League. He had a personal Justice League rap party there. In the video, he is shirtless and lifting the Aquaman ice sculpture they've made. And he throws it on the ground and smashes it. And they all hoop and holler. And he sticks his tongue out and makes horns on his head with his fingers because of the Bull in a China Shop logo. I don't know. It all seemed...
It just seems like a good night of fun, frankly.
I don't know what it seemed. Ridiculous.
It just sounds like a lot of really good excuses to raise a beer and empty it and get another one.
And what's funny is like there's like just a corner, just a guy. There's like a muscle bound dude in just like a sliver of a shot. You don't even see the cat's face. But like after like Momoa throws the entire sculpture down and it busts everywhere, this dude like picks up like one small piece and smashes it. Like, yeah, me too. And then the camera like moves away from him completely. You never even see the guy's face. It was just kind of sad and made me laugh.
That's pretty great.
I don't know who it was.
Yeah, we're smashing things. Woo!
Anyway, Gal Gadot was interviewed, and she says her Justice League castmates are their characters. This was in a recent interview with HeyUGuys, and she was doing the interview for Keeping Up with the Joneses, the movie she just did with Zack Galifianakis and John Hamm and Isla Fisher.
Every damn body?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she says they're all different and great. Working with such a big cast and having so many different personalities on set every day, it was super interesting. It's funny because each and every one of them is their character in a weird way. Henry is super, he has this goodwill and is polished and pure. Ben is more cynical and more dark and more Batman-y. Aquaman, you have Jason, who's like this huge dude who loves fish and he drinks water. She also says it was great fun and she really enjoyed working with him. I think it's kind of interesting.
That is nice.
I think it's funny that like the only thing that she's got on Aquaman is that he loves fish and he drinks water.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm looking at all these guys.
Big dude.
They're all drinking lots of water.
They're all drinking lots of water. It's hard to pin Aquaman. That's one of the reasons I'm looking forward to this movie. Is I'm hoping people have a more specific concept of Aquaman other than Family Guy jokes or something.
Yeah.
But he should be kind of the badass in a way. Like we're talking about the guy who freely who freely travels under just billions of gallons of water. Mm-hmm. It shouldn't be a big deal for him to be on land and like throw a guy into the next state.
I don't know about the next state, but yeah, I get you.
Yeah, you feel me. I do like the concept of like Henry Cavill being a real outgoing kind of like, hey man, how you doing, extrovertish guy, and Ben Affleck being a polished, let's rethink this kind of guy. That I actually am willing to buy outright.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Zack Snyder has actually released a picture of Wonder Woman from Justice League. There's not a lot of context here. It's just quite honestly a badass shot. The costume looks amazing. She's got a sword coming up over her shoulder, and she looks pissed off. There's fire around her. Really amazing shot. Gorgeous shot. I really don't know what else to say about it. I am psyched to see more Justice League, more Wonder Woman. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, Aquaman director James Wan, it was talking about shooting Aquaman in Australia, and he says to the Daily Telegraph, "I've been wanting to bring a movie to Australia for a long time now, and it's kind of hard because you don't really dictate where you shoot your films. But now I'm in a position of power where I can say, if you guys want me to do this movie, this is how I'm going to do it. It means I can make the film I want to make." Which, speaking of that, he was speaking to Entertainment Tonight and is talking about Aquaman again. He says, "I kind of don't want to give away too much, but know this. The spirit that I'm going for is like a classic sort of swashbuckling action-adventure, sort of high seas adventure story. It's ultimately a quest story in the spirit of Raiders of the Lost Ark meets Romancing the Stone."
Okay.
And when asked about the new photo of Amber Heard as Mera from Justice League, he said, "I think Amber and Jason, in their moments in Justice League, are going to give the rest of the world a flavor of what their own standalone movie could be. And that is just scratching the surface of what I plan to do." I don't know, the quest concept, the swashbuckling. I was actually, honestly, from James Wan, I was thinking more horror. I thought they were, and he's already said that he was going to bring that in. If he merges those, that's going to be really dope.
That could be a really cool movie.
I'm down.
The thing I'm digging the most right now is that he is super passionate about what he's got planned.
Mm-hmm. That's exciting.
Yeah. I mean, you didn't want the guy to be like, "Yeah, this is what I'm doing right now," and I just. Well, I mean, we've got a plan, and we're gonna get through it, and I've got some other projects lined up, and we're
yeah.
No, this guy's clearly super excited.
Yeah, I mean, in the video, he was like I was actually reading it pretty calmly. He was just like sputtering and spitting and very happy. He was just. It was also loud where he was, so he was
Sure.
trying to yell over people.
But you like Aquaman's the guy who gets the most shit off the Justice League. You want the guy directing him to be like, "No, man, I got the best movie. Do you realize what this cat can do?" Like, oh my God.
I feel bad. I feel like our listeners are just going to imagine James Wan as like an old jalopy, just sputtering and spitting.
No. You got to remember how, ambitious an old jalopy must be to still be going.
Oh, this is James Wan. They call him the Rambler.
Yeah.
So, over to the Batman, if that's what we're calling it. Ben Affleck has once again updated us on the Batman. While he was promoting The Accountant, he said, "Last night I spent time working on the Batman script. I'm in full-on trying to get it right mode. It's not the kind of movie that you can fail quietly at. You have to really..."
It's
I like that
well put,
line,
actually, yeah.
"You have to really be sure that I have something that I feel really confident about before we go forward."
Right.
I'm just glad he's
he knows the
keyed
landscape.
into that.
Yeah, he knows the landscape.
Yeah. All right. We're done with movie news. That's our movie news. I'm gonna jump into this really quick. You guys who listen to us know that we are sponsored by Loot Crate. We do not have a theme for right now,
As of yet.
but you know what Loot Crate is. It's a monthly subscription box service for epic geek and gamer items and pop culture gear. Less than $20 a month, you get 6 to 8 items that include licensed gear, apparel, collectibles, unique one-of-a-kind items, and more. You have until the 19th at 9 p.m. Pacific to subscribe and receive that month's crate. And when the cutoff happens, that is it. It is over. You are done. Make sure to head over to www.lootcrate.com/Giant Size Team Up and enter the code Giant Size Team Up to save 10% off on any new subscription. All right.
There'll be a new theme. It probably won't be thankfulness or giving.
I hope it's Nick Cage.
Just the entire theme.
Oh, that would be dope. The Cage theme. You have apparel or whatever from Luke Cage, Nick Cage movies, and Johnny Cage from Mortal Kombat.
Oh, that could work. Well, basically, you just have a Ghost Rider, a Luke Cage, and a Johnny Cage.
Yeah, sure.
That's not the worst thing ever.
No.
You know what I'm willing to promise you right now? If you
What?
if you
What
do
are you willing to
subscribe,
promise me?
just anyone who subscribes or grabs the loot, I don't think you're going to get any kind of more Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, that was a weird fluke.
That was a weird thing. And they just said Gone in 60 Seconds. We could have picked on Angelina Jolie as well, but
We could have, but Nick Cage is way more fun.
he's the low hanging fruit. And Ghost Rider betrayed us all, so we all feel deeply about things.
Anyway, on to television. We actually have Powerless news.
Holy shit.
Alan Tudyk went to the stage at Comic-Con in New York and tried to explain why we haven't seen anything about Powerless.
Why they were powerless to release any news on Powerless.
Right. And here's what he said, and this is why I love Alan Tudyk. It was always a mid-season replacement, so you have to have something fail for us to live. Sort of like something that feeds off its host and lays eggs in its... Sorry. Sort of like something that feeds off its host and lays its eggs in there, and once the eggs hatch, it kills that TV show. Somebody has to die for us to succeed.
That's fantastic.
Right.
And he's still talking about the entire entertainment industry does exactly that. When they started making television shows, if those shows were still making so much money that no one questioned them, the first shows that ever existed would still be on the air today. Like all these pilots that people put out, all of that. It's a matter of, do I think this will make more money than that thing is waning on? He's just living in the short-term existence of mid-season means, oh shit, we need to replace you. It's God, I love his description of it, though. It really is exactly as dog-eat-dog as he claims. Something has to go away for you to be there. It's a zero-sum.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I'm going to take a couple of steps back, because I should have mentioned this earlier, but you know what? It's based on Adam West.
All right.
So it still kind of fits.
You're forgiven outright. It's based on Adam West.
I know. Adam West wants to be in the Batman movie, in the Batman solo picture. He says, you know what I'd love to do? Those guys are all wonderful talents in their own ways, and they approach the role differently. But if I could approach it in a darker way, of course, in a more serious way, however, it would be wonderful to play Bruce Wayne's father coming back. You know, he was murdered. But coming back one dark and stormy, lightning-driven night through a library window, Bruce Wayne is there thinking, I'll never solve this. This is the most difficult thing in my life. In comes old dad, like a bat, almost.
Did he just finish year one recently?
I don't know. I mean, that role has already been cast.
It has.
Anyway.
And it's the guy we talked about earlier, and he's probably doing fine with it. But does that mean it's not okay to see Adam West show up at some point?
You know, I would love to see Adam West show up somewhere, somehow. Hopefully in a very subdued role.
He wants to do something cynical. Give him Commissioner Loeb before he gets thrown out on his ass.
Give him Grey Ghost.
Oh, yes. Reprisals.
Reprisals.
Reprisal. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know what he's talking about. Bruce Wayne is there thinking I'll never solve what? What is the most difficult thing in his life? Whatever the thought of the movie, whatever the problem of the movie is, I guess. Whatever the plot needs it to be. I don't understand why he would be coming back from the dead. I don't whatever. This is the man who wanted to bring Batman to New Mexico.
No, I love the guy, but he just described like Bruce Wayne sitting in a library contemplating his parents' death before his zombie dad crashes through a window to explain what happened exactly during his zombie death.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much exactly what he described.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with that.
Yeah.
So anyway, on to Supergirl. Everyone and their mother is posting these clickbait ads talking about Superman and the Superman spinoff that's coming out of Supergirl. Yes, Superman was well received in the Supergirl universe. Tyler Hoechlin's performance has been well reviewed.
Super well received. Super reviewed. Yeah. Come on, we all know he was good.
He was good. To the point of people, bashing Cavill again over this. Executive producer Andrew Kreisberg had this to say about the Superman spinoff. He says, I'm not going to sit here and say that there's never going to be a world in which there is a Superman TV show and that Tyler's going to star in it. I don't know what the future holds, but right now that's not our focus. Right now we're working on Supergirl, which is the flagship, and working on a way for Tyler to reprise the role is really what our focus is on Supergirl right now.
That makes so much sense, though, in a meta sense that it's Supergirl's show, and they're just trying to figure out how to put Superman in.
Because Supergirl is so boring. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I didn't even want to get to the line.
You can't even make it. You know damn well we like that show.
We do, mostly. Keep Livewire and Siobhan away from me.
That's really it. Just keep Banshee and Livewire out, and I am 100% behind your show.
Yeah. So we don't normally go into... I know this is the second week in the row I've said this. We don't normally go into the episode synopsis this many weeks ahead of time.
Yeah, sure.
But it looks like they're bringing Intergang into Supergirl.
Oh, shit.
Supergirl takes on a ruthless new gang. Supergirl must beat a ruthless new gang who has been armed with dangerous new alien technology. When Cadmus sends a video to the DEO, the team realizes Cadmus is the one staffing the criminals for a secret mission. Meanwhile, Kara gets Mon-El a job as an intern at Catco. James makes an important decision, and Lena invites Kara to attend one of her fundraisers. Glenn Winter is directing. That's usually a good sign.
Yeah, actually.
But yeah, Intergang. That's cool.
They may just be name checking them, kind of like Red Hood Gang is on Gotham.
Yeah, but they didn't say Intergang. They just said it was a ruthless new gang with alien technology, which usually denotes Intergang.
Usually, yeah. I mean, that's the MO. God, think about what that means as far as even what the movies are doing with what Superman's up against versus we're talking about Kara over here up against Cadmus, Intergang, and a Luthor.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I mean, damn. What do you got to work with, Cavill? Dude in a suit and a Luthor? Shit.
All right, so moving on to The Flash. And I'm so excited for this news. I'm just so excited. Again, another disclaimer, some qualifiers here. We normally don't report on set pictures. I can't find anywhere where this was actually reported by anyone in charge, but it's everywhere. I'd be surprised if you haven't seen it, Jason. There are pictures of Mark Hamill.
Oh, yeah.
In a purple pinstripe suit.
Yep.
White face, red lips, purple hair, next to the John Wesley ship Jay Garrick Flash. And I keep seeing these clickbait headlines. Is he playing the Joker? Is he playing the Trickster of Earth 3? Oh, yeah, probably the Trickster of Earth 3, but Jokester? Like, there's a character in the comics on Earth 3 who is the Joker, but with purple hair.
Yep.
And he's kind of an anti-hero. Hates Owlman and the Talon, who are bad guys in that universe, but he's got purple hair.
Yeah, I mean, in that universe, everything's switched.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Good writers have made it a little more gray, but
sure, sure. But as a concept, yeah, it's just it's fair to say everything switched and worked from there.
Yeah, but since we've said that Jay Garrick Flash is from Earth 3, I'm just happy to see Mark Hamill looking close to like the Joker.
I hadn't thought about it until now, but we really should have rethought our terminology as we're talking about these things.
What do you mean?
Well, we've said the whole time, like. I think I have our dialogue right. We've been saying on the Flash, Earth 1, Flash 1, Flash Prime. We all get this. Earth 2, doppelgangers, all that. And then when we've been talking about it, we've said Earth 3 as like Supergirl because we didn't know where else to put her, and we were just going down the numbers, just Earth 1, 2, and 3.
I mean, I referred to Supergirl as Earth 3 maybe until Jay Garrick said that he was Earth 3. Yeah,
well, we changed it there briefly, but.
We made the logical steps.
Yeah, but Earth 3 is a very specific place in the DC universe.
I know.
We maybe should have given Flash more shit for not actually just saying Garrick was from Earth 4.
I'm not giving Flash shit for that.
Yeah, we do love him too much.
Well, that and, the characters, from the character's point of view, they wouldn't know if they hadn't been to Earth 3 proper.
That's the fun point about Earth 3 is
Supergirl would have been Earth 3.
It's every villain's the hero of his own story thing. Like everything just got turned on its ear, and Owlman.
I'm okay with it. Yeah. They've changed it in the comic books enough to be like, whatever. I don't know.
Fair enough.
Anyway. So executive producer Todd Helbing was explaining why they only did one episode of Flashpoint. Apparently the decision originally was to have multiple episodes for Flashpoint. But they did pare it down to one episode. He says, I think anytime you do a story like Flashpoint, something as iconic as that, with the character restrictions that we had, it's going to be different than everybody expected. I think for us, from a story point, when we talked about it originally, it was going to be more episodes, but what happens more often than not is that when you break the story, you find that it would be a lot better and a lot more satisfying if you pulled up a lot of that information and put it in that first episode. It just became a much stronger episode if we just made it 1 as opposed to 4 or 5, and then we could really kickstart the rest of the season after that. But Flashpoint or not, there are consequences going forward for Barry for what he did and those ripples he's going to explore throughout the 3rd season.
I liked it. I mean, first of all, I think he's right about when you break a story and realize that you're trying to stretch for things, you should pull back.
Mm-hmm.
And 2, it was going to be hard to... If Flashpoint had gone out for several episodes, we've got so many other shows in this universe that we were going to be like sitting there each episode kind of judging it. Like waiting for shit to come up.
Yeah.
Screw all that. Yeah,
I understand.
In a way, on the one hand, I thought it was kind of a quick point for Barry to come back and say, yeah, we're going to do it this way. On the other hand,
Yeah. I mean,
it'll make for tighter writing, and we can all appreciate that.
I absolutely have, a piece of me that's going, yeah, but there's always going to be that guy that goes, yeah, but inside.
Yeah, and we think about this shit way too much. So, yeah, but is...
We do.
Yeah, but's inevitable.
Like, I've got notes over here like, well, Robert Queen and Moira Queen, they did basically the Batman thing with Robert and Moira.
Yeah.
And then, okay.
Yeah. No. Same time, I've heard you say that, like, Green Arrow is the Batman of the Smallville universe, and you were happy about that.
I was. But I really want to read those comics that trail off of, like, season 11 comics of Smallville, because they actually do bring in Batman.
God damn it.
Yeah.
I'm watching that show now, and I've got so much time, and now I've got to read comics behind it. Damn you. Damn Hulu for making that shit accessible.
Over to Arrow. The Arrow 100th episode title has been revealed. It's called Invasion with an exclamation point.
I can't imagine what else that would be. I mean, for real. We know where that's heading, right?
Sure. I mean, they say they are going to, like, work in. They found, like, Greg found a way to, tell the story. It's in the 100th episode happens right in the middle of the Invasion storyline, the big crossover, right?
God, how cool is that if you were, like, one of the people who started Arrow, and now we've got this 5-episode crossover between 4 freaking shows.
Actually, it's only going to be 4 episodes.
I was told 5.
I know. I'm seeing recants now.
Oh, they're recants. Damn. I was wondering where the 5th show was going to come from, but okay. All right. All right.
But look at here, though. Supergirl. Look at here, though. What? Anyway, Supergirl won't be named Invasion. Her episode won't have anything really to do with it, except that at the very end, they're going to have a stinger where Barry and Cisco come to get her.
Oh, thank God Cisco at least gets to meet her.
Because they figure, hey, we've got an alien invasion. We know an alien who can help.
Also, Supergirl.
Right.
She trumps everything you have in your current universe.
Yeah. But The Flash, Arrow, and Legends of Tomorrow, all of those titles, every episode in that line will be called Invasion for that crossover.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. Feels like a comic book.
Yes. Actually, if they'd done Invasion 1, 2, 3, 4.
Right. Yeah, so I'm excited about that.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Mark Guggenheim did an interview with Christina Radish at Collider, and really good interview. I kind of just grabbed some of it that I thought was pertinent to, I mean, all of it's interesting, but, I thought this was extremely pertinent. Guggenheim is talking about Mr. Terrific and the rest of the team. He says, Christina Radish said, with this episode, is Curtis officially Mr. Terrific now, or does he still have further to go on his journey? Guggenheim says, I think he's still got a ways to go on his journey. For one thing, that's not the final costume. We decided to give some of the recruits what we call proto costumes. They have to earn the final one. In terms of all of these characters becoming or being vigilantes, Curtis has the furthest to go. The evolution of Curtis from comic relief and sidekick to butt-kicking superhero is a big throw, in my opinion. The only way to do it properly is to watch him try and watch him fail. Watch him fail and watch him fail. So it's going to be a real struggle for him as we go through the 5th season. And Christina says,
could not be more excited about how you just described that. Fucking hell yes, man.
Yeah. Christina says, it seems like Paul is not aware of what his husband is doing in his free time. Will we see that unfold? Guggenheim says, yes, absolutely. We're definitely going to be telling that story. I'm not going to tell you when. She says, will we see Diggle and Lila's reaction to the Flash's actions having turned their daughter into a son? Guggenheim says, I always say that on Arrow, there is no secret that doesn't eventually get discovered. She says, Felicity's keeping her secret life from her boyfriend. She's keeping her secret life from her boyfriend, but she's keeping her boyfriend a secret from Team Oliver. When will that come out? Guggenheim says, it's the classic thing of no secret stays a secret forever on Arrow. Oliver is going to find out about Felicity's boyfriend in episode 505. Because I'm spoiling that, I'm not going to spoil when Felicity's boyfriend finds out that Felicity is working with Arrow. Christina says,
look,
with Adrian
quick prediction,
Chase...
I wouldn't be surprised if he already knows.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. I can see that.
Fits in. He was way too casual when he was talking to Oliver. Or when he was talking to GA, really.
Okay, yes. I see a lot of people online, and I posted the story, I reposted the story, on our Twitter and Facebook. A lot of people are saying that they think Prometheus is going to wind up being,
Tyler Ritter?
Tommy.
Oh.
I don't think so.
Why?
I think it's gonna be Felicity's boyfriend.
That would make more sense. I was positing Tyler Ritter as though it made no sense. But then
I think we'll
Tommy
see Tommy
makes way less sense. That's soap opera shit right there.
I mean, they're saying, oh, he's got a vendetta against Oliver. Did he?
Why?
He ran in to save Laurel and got himself killed. How's that Oliver's fault?
I don't remember that in any way being Oliver's fault.
Yeah.
If anything, it's his dad's fault.
And I'm thinking, hey...
If there was somebody actually out for Merlin right now, I'd be all on board with yeah, sure, that's Prometheus.
Yeah, and you know what? Maybe it's me and my age. Maybe, I have rose-colored glasses or something about how popular a certain name is in the industry. But I'm just saying, you don't hire John Ritter's son for nothing.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Just my thought on it. So Christina goes on to say, with Adrian Chase as the new district attorney, what can you say about his story going forward, and how likely is it we'll see him in costume? Guggenheim says, episode 507 is where we show our cards the most in terms of Adrian. What's fun about the way we're writing and portraying Adrian is that we're writing with the knowledge. Writing with the knowledge has a certain amount of comic book knowledge. I don't know, that's weird. And if you're not, I'm just reading what I copied and pasted.
Sure.
And if you're not a comic book fan, it will just fly over your head, and that's totally fine. It's like an adult joke in a Pixar movie. But if you are familiar with the comic, you'll probably interpret certain scenes in a very specific way, and that's fun for us. I don't think we've ever really used their comic book trajectory and destiny in this fashion before as a part of the storytelling. She says, when will Prometheus become more of a threat to Oliver and the team? Guggenheim says episode 506 is when things really start to kick into higher gear. It's a 23-episode season. This is true for all of the shows, especially when you have a big bad that's introduced in the first episode, but you have to strike a balance between it becoming the Prometheus show and becoming very repetitive and teasing it out. Episode 506 felt right to us because 505 felt like the end of a chapter, and then 506 kicks things into another gear.
Okay, well that may end up throwing a wrench in what we were talking about. Like, hey, how many episodes can you end with Prometheus? Just killing somebody.
Yeah, but they didn't do it last week.
Yeah, they didn't. They did, and that was well spent time.
Arrow's been on point this year, man.
They really have. They really have.
She says, can you clarify how the 4-show crossover is split into 3 parts? Guggenheim says, there's going to be an episode of Supergirl that ends with Supergirl going over to the crossover. Some people call it a 4-way crossover because it involves 4 shows. My ulcer requires me to call it a 3-part crossover. I already said that.
That's fair.
Except I just like that line.
That's fair.
My ulcer requires me to call it a 3-part crossover. So, yeah. The story is being told as a beginning, middle, and end. It's a beginning in The Flash, a middle in Arrow, and an end in Legends. But Supergirl is very much a part of the whole thing. So we're crossing over 4 shows, but in 3 parts.
As his ulcer dictates, that means he gets to pull Supergirl over and then put her back. No harm done.
Hope so.
That's fine with me, actually. I mean, she is in another Earth. That's fine. You pull her over, she interacts, we all do this thing, and then she goes back, and what's the point of telling her story about those other Earths? Because they don't fucking matter. I can deal with that.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna jump over to Legends of Tomorrow news. Although not that different. Entertainment Weekly was talking to Mark Guggenheim about a couple of things. They said, how will Sarah handle being the leader? Guggenheim says, as you start to see her become more and more comfortable in being the leader of this ragtag group, it's so much fun to watch her. The character is embodying the role of a leader. Katie's performance really embraces it. It turns out to be one of the most successful things we've done in season 2. On what happened to Rip Hunter, he says that's going to be something that's always going on in the background, and in some cases, the foreground of the various episodes. To a certain extent, we don't want to change the mission statement from fixing aberrations to going and saving Rip. The bat has been taken out of their hands because there's no way to find Rip. So what would they do? You will find out what happened to Rip before the Legends do.
Oh, they're going to make it a stinger?
I mean, I don't know about stinger. It's just, I think...
not stinger. Wrong word. It feels like that's going to be the end of the episode clip.
Maybe.
I consider
it's
stinger like
be...
the thing you do. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying.
You roll commercials, come back for like 10 seconds, and show me something. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I was about to say Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Yeah. It's like, come back for 30 seconds of Nick Fury cameoing and scratching his
commercials
crotch.
For 10 seconds of what you should worry about next week, or at least in the coming months.
Or a joke.
or just a joke sometimes, yeah. Don't get me wrong, I watch the shit out of those stingers.
Absolutely. I haven't watched Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Legends of
S.H.I.E.L.D.
God. Dear God, that's a crossover event that we should all look forward to.
And you know what? I told you guys, if you go back and you listen to the old episodes, or if you're a long-time listener, I've said my heart truly is in the Amalgam universe.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I mean, not really, but it'd be kind of cool to see, right?
Not really, but it'd be a lot of fun, yeah.
Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. when Asian Rip Hunter. That just sounded like I said Asian Rip Hunter. That's weird. I said agent.
Timelines, man. Who knows?
It's part of the S.H.I.E.L.D. Masters.
Right.
Anyway. I have not caught up on that. I haven't watched Luke Cage. I'm dying here. I want to watch all this stuff.
Yeah, I'm way behind on both. Like, I've watched a couple episodes of both, which is making it...
worse?
Yeah, it's making it worse. Like, the first couple episodes of Luke Cage looked fantastic.
Yeah.
And the first couple episodes of S.H.I.E.L.D. look fantastic. Like, Ghost Rider's kind of balling.
Yeah.
I say that because the man has like 6,000 horsepower on his car. I'm probably over-exaggerating, but not for a car that Ghost Rider's driving.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's one of those things where, like, I've been watching through and kind of binging that, but I'm not, like, I'm only doing that when I'm, like, busy doing other things. So, like, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Luke Cage, like, I actually have to focus on. And even more so, I have to really focus on DC stuff and, like, take notes and stuff. So, I want to give those shows their due.
Right.
I don't know. Anyway, they have released, they didn't really release it. They kind of did, I guess, as much as companies do now on Instagram. Everybody just puts up candid shots on Instagram now and says it's an official release. I don't know. But we have a picture of Melissa Benoist's Supergirl in front of Brandon Routh and Firestorm and from Legends of Tomorrow. But there's a picture of Nick Zano in the Citizen Steel outfit. And maybe one of the weakest parts of the JSA episode of Legends of Tomorrow was Commander Steel's costume. I felt like it was a little based on like the old comics, you know. But this Nick Zano Citizen Steel outfit, man, it's on point. It looks cool.
You'll get your day.
All right, so Return to Arkham has officially launched on Xbox One and PS4, so that's out. If you don't remember what that is, it's the remastered Arkham Asylum in Arkham City. That is there. And that's all the news I have. Do you have anything?
No, I got nothing. Hell, I've learned a lot from you this week.
Have you?
About the news.
Fair enough.
The things that are haps.
The things that are haps. I'll never understand you young kids in your swinging swag language.
Swag language. Lingo-ish. I don't even try anymore.
All right. Now, we didn't we didn't have any new iTunes reviews this week. So giveaway number 3 is still underway. It's in limbo. We're 2 reviews into giveaway number 3. Remember to
for the same $15, if someone wants to order a set of Justice League underwear, you're welcome to it.
Okay. Remember though, to be entered into win a DC trade paperback, Blu-ray, or DVD valued at $15 or less, leave us a 5-star written review on iTunes. Speaking of which, our winner from giveaway number 2 has yet to contact us. Rick GRX, drop us a line, dconscreen@gmail.com, with your address and an Amazon link to what you would like for us to send you. I kind of feel like we need a cutoff. What do you say, like a month?
I don't know.
They haven't gotten back to us in a month?
We will find you. You will get this goddamn gift. And if eventually we can't, we will get bored and give it to someone else.
You want to do a redrawing of giveaway number 2?
Like after 6 weeks or so.
Okay. All right. Well, this is all very informal, so,
yeah.
Anyway.
We'll develop real rules when the time comes.
I think that time has already come, man.
We'll develop real rules like this week. I don't know, man. Get back to us. Shit, get this done. Free book.
Right? Come on, man.
Free DVD.
This is it for this episode of DC On Screen. You can find every episode on DCOnScreen.com. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play. And if you want to talk to us, we're easily reached on Facebook, Twitter, and DCOnScreen@gmail.com. Here's the deal. If you're not a dick to us, we won't be a dick to you. We're a proud member of the Giant Size...
even to not be a dick in general.
I try. I do try sometimes, but sometimes people are real mean.
Yeah. We're all humans here.
We're a proud member of the Giant Size Team Up Network, GiantSizeTeamUp.com, to check out the amazing and geeky and fun shows that populate the network. We'll be coming back next week with more episode reviews. I think we've still got a full slate, right? All 6?
Yeah, I think so.
All 6. And,
it weighs heavily upon us.
Lucifer weighs heavily upon me.
That's
the
really
other shows
it.
don't
Everything
so much.
else is just, right. Thank goodness. And then there's...
much to my surprise, I'm looking forward to Arrow this year. Everything's been pretty delightful except for Lucifer, which has been even worse. It's been more banal.
Yeah. I mean...
Actually, I kind of wish it was really bad. It's just like teetering on the edge of mediocrity with this, charming
wish Lucifer
humor.
would,
but
transfer over to Ash vs. the Evil Dead area.
Oh, I haven't watched that yet this week. I'm so excited to watch that.
I haven't watched any so far. I'm going to have to go back and... but you know what I'm daydreaming of.
I don't.
Oh, if Lucifer went straight into, a comedy horror genre.
Oh, right.
Fantastic.
Back to Lucifer. Sorry.
You got honestly, so distracted by Ash? Yeah, I understand.
I got so distracted by Ash vs. Evil Dead that I literally forgot that Lucifer was a thing.
Nope. Entirely fair. Entirely fair.
When you mentioned the Lucifer again, it was like the trope from the movies where the kid's gotten knocked out and when he wakes up on the ground, there's like a big dog over him.
Right.
I'm like, oh my God. Okay. It's just a dog. He's just got to slobber on me for a minute. And, that smelled like asshole.
Right.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening. Let us know if you are against us splitting up the news episode. The animation and games would go with the television side. Since that is home entertainment.
Theoretically, yeah.
So that's how we'd be splitting that up. But if you have an issue, if you have some glaring problem that we haven't thought of.
Even unglaring. Really, just any problem.
Yeah. Now, not to say, we might still do the 2 different episodes.
And we apologize in advance.
But no comment is too stupid. No question is too stupid.
If you've heard this podcast... You know that no comment is too stupid. We're basically statues, the purveyors of this idea.
I randomly got a message on Twitter that asked if we could help with their knee hurting. Like, my knee hurts. Can you help, or do you know of a superhero book that would help? I said, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm sorry. Take some pain relievers. I don't know. I need to get that scene about.
DC doesn't actually own Dr. Ibuprofen.
Yeah, I don't know. We get messages from children asking if they can have free tickets to Justice League. Not Wonder Woman, Justice League.
And I'm up for that. If we could afford to give free tickets to everyone, I'd be happy to do it.
Sure.
Part of me wants to just like suggest that there is a Dr. Ibuprofen and he has saved so many before you and your knees deserve his salvation.
Oh, no, I can't afford Dr. Ibuprofen. I can afford Dr. Select brand.
I mean, Dr. Advil would be your non-select brand.
Yeah, but I need Dr. Select brand.
Okay.
The old, I don't even know what that is. What is that, like CVS or a Rite Aid or a Walgreens generic
Doctor,
brand?
I'm hurting too much and I don't give a shit anymore, and this is in the pain relief aisle, and
I don't know.
You're within
Who does
grasp.
it think? What does it sound? Who sold this to me? Can you guys tell from this?
It claims to relieve the pain.
Anyway, thank you guys for listening again. And thank you for making it through this. I don't even know what the hell this was. We love you guys. Take it easy. Until next time, keep some DC on your screen.